Taking over is my world and everything I have is mine. Everything's alright and I'm really fine. God really alive, I say it all the time.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Raquel and this is my channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button right down below. Thank you TGIN again for picking me to become a pink ambassador for the second year in a row. This holds a special place in my heart because if you do not know, breast cancer has affected my family directly because my cousin Asia was diagnosed with breast cancer about 8 years ago, and it obviously affected her tremendously, but it also did affect our family too. So each year I try to get involved in something around breast cancer awareness because it's very important that we understand the signs and understand the things that can contribute to breast cancer. Last year we shared her story about breast cancer and I shared it on my Instagram, but this year I wanted to put a special compilation of the videos that we created on my channel because it's very important, and plus Asia is like my sister. Like, we are literally like this, and like I have watched her grow. I have watched her be so strong. She's probably the strongest woman I know. It's just such an emotional journey. I hope you guys listen to her story. I hope you guys are inspired by her story, and just to never give up, to always be strong, to surround yourself with family and friends that love and support you. Special shout out to Asia. I love you. You are amazing. You are so strong, and you are an inspiration, and your story is important. You are important, and I love you. So yeah, let's get right into the story. I just want to let you know also, okay, disclaimer, this was like one of my first videos, so I wasn't as comfortable with the camera. I know we do laugh a lot in this with telling the story, but that's just how we talk with each other. But we do have more videos coming out. I hope you guys enjoy. Leave any comments down below. Let me know if you have experienced breast cancer or someone in your family, a loved one. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. I am 7 years cancer free. Hi guys, my name is Raquel.
And I'm Asia.
And the reason I became a TGIN Pink Ambassador this year is because of Asia. We are sister, brother, cousins, whatever you want to call it. But she's my first cousin and we're really like sisters.
Yes, that's blood.
Blood girl. So the TGIN Pink Ambassador cause is really important to me. Asia had cancer 7 years ago, and it affected her obviously and our whole family, and it was a really rough time. So every year in October I like to participate in breast cancer awareness to make sure that all women are checking their tatas and making sure that we are being aware. So how did you find out you had breast cancer?
So after finding the lump under my right breast, everybody was like, oh Asia, don't worry, it's probably just a cyst. Just go to the doctor and ask if you could get a prescription to have your mammogram or whatever. And I was like, all right. But something was like, no, this ain't no cyst. So I got the prescription from my doctor and I went for the mammogram, and I saw it when they came back with the x-ray. And then after the mammogram I had an ultrasound, but on the ultrasound it was huge, big black. You
didn't even tell. I didn't even heard this part.
TV screen, and they said that, oh Asia, you'll have your results back, the doctor will call you, you know, blah blah blah. 2 days later the doctor called and she said, oh Asia, your results are in, but I need you to come in. So then I was like, oh God, I know this is not good news. I knew it wasn't just a cyst. So went to the doctor and she had this look on her face, so automatically I already knew. And then she's like, well Asia, we came back and we want to send you for a biopsy because we think it is breast cancer. And I was just like, oh. And she was like, but it's weird because you're so young and you don't have a family history of it. And I was like, well, gotta start from somewhere, right? And she just looked at me like, what's wrong with her? But I didn't know how else to respond because I was like, okay, I believed I had it, but I couldn't believe I had it at the same time. So it was just like, so that was my reaction.
So how old were you when you developed breast cancer? When you found out?
I found the lump a week before my 28th birthday. But while I was doing research after I found out, the tumor had actually already been growing in me for 10 years.
That's what the doctor told you?
After I read about it.
So let me tell y'all my side of from what I can remember. So that was 7 years ago. I was 18, about to go to Del State for school, for college. And I think you had told me when you found a lump, but I think it was kind of like,
one of the ones like, oh, Asia, don't worry about it. Just
yeah,
go see what the doctor says.
I think, yeah, because I mean, the first thing in my mind wasn't like, oh my gosh, she has breast cancer. Like, it was just like, oh, you know, it's just probably nothing. Like, let's just go. And plus, I was young anyway. But let me tell y'all how she told the family. I don't know, was it everybody? You told everybody at the same time?
Everybody, because it was you, Jay, my mom, our grandmother,
and
uncle, and your mother.
And my mother. Okay.
So I gathered everybody in the living room, and I was just like, so,
no, we was in the kitchen.
Yes, but then I told y'all to come in the living room.
Oh.
So I gathered everybody in the living room, and I said, okay, guys, come in the living room. I got something to tell y'all. So everybody's whispering, like, oh, I wonder if this is what happened at the doctor that she's going to say. I wonder this, I wonder that. So everybody's sitting down now, and I just blurted out, so they say it's cancer.
Let me tell y'all, I wanted to smack her because, like, that's not how you tell people you have cancer.
But I didn't know how else to tell people.
I know, but it was like she was just being funny, and I was just like, are you serious? And she was just like, yeah. So like, it was, I just remember it kind of being silent, and I just remember it being a playful moment, but I was so upset in that moment.
She was mad that I said it the way I said it.
Yeah, I was really upset that she said it the way she said it, because I didn't know what to expect, one, and two, it just caught me off guard.
That was because you wasn't expecting me to say it was cancer either.
Right.
I told everybody the next step was for me to go see an oncologist, because the biopsy came back as soon as they took it. They basically already knew it was cancerous. So I met with the oncologist, and then she was telling me the next steps and what they planned on doing and how it was going to work and how I was going to make it. But you know, when you're in a situation, you don't really know if they're telling you the truth or not. And then at the time, my daughter was only 3 years old, and I was just turning 28. So I was like, I gotta make it. I gotta see my baby grow up, at least as long as she get to high school or something. Like, she has to remember me. They decided that I needed to be aggressive with it. That's what they kept saying. Like, we have to be aggressive. I don't have a family history on my maternal side. However, on my paternal side, I do have a history. But they said that the paternal side didn't matter as much as the maternal. So I had six months of chemo. I had 3 different types of chemo medication on top of it. And then after chemo was over, I had 6 weeks of radiation. That was 5 days a week for the 6 weeks. And each time I went on the table, I had to stay under for 5 minutes. And I think 5 minutes was the max. So more so towards the end, I couldn't even receive radiation treatments because I was already burnt so bad. So they had to stop my last 2.
Yeah.
I decided to have a bilateral mastectomy, because since it was stage 2 ductal carcinoma, they couldn't promise that it wouldn't come in the left breast. And if I had a lumpectomy, they couldn't promise that it wouldn't come back in the right breast. So I just told them, just take them. I said, because I don't want to go through this again. I had the surgery. The first surgery was 6 hours, and they removed both breasts. However, I was under the impression that when I came from under the table, like, I would just have boobs. But because my boobs were of a big size, I was a 40 cup. Okay. They couldn't just put implants in on the table. Like, they had to take them. Then I had to get I forget what they were called, expanders, because they had to re-stretch my skin and all that kind of stuff. So then I had to go through expanders and getting them filled every week to stretch my skin. And then when the expanders came out, I had my implant surgery, but then I had to go back in because my skin was burnt so bad where I had the radiation, my skin tore and the implant was showing, so I had to have it removed. And then after having it removed, it was just like a dip, and it, oh boy, I felt so ugly at the time. And after that, my doctor came to me and said, well, Asia, we have a new surgery we could do. So we will take the implant out of your left one and you won't have any more implants. It's basically a tummy tuck with a transfer of your belly fat being transferred to your breast area. And I was just like, what? Like, oh snap, I'm gonna have titties and a flat stomach now? So I was just I had that surgery. And after that, I had more complications. And then I had to, after an 8-hour surgery, I had to go back in for 5 more hours because I had internal bleeding because one of the valves he connected didn't connect right. So after all that, I was back in the hospital. Almost died again because my pressure had dropped so low and they thought I was going to basically pass out because my pressure was like 60 over 55 or something like that. And then my eyes was closed and I'm thinking they're open and I'm talking to him and I hear him whisper and I'm like, don't whisper, it's bad news. I watch a lot of TV. After all that, then part of the skin tissue died. So then I had to go back in for surgery. And I'm so determined because this is over the summer. So I'm so determined because I'm a preschool teacher. So I was like, I gotta get to work. I can't keep having surgeries because this is gonna take too much time to heal. I gotta get to work. And he's just like, Asia, are you crazy? Who cares about you going to work? And I said, me, because I need a job. So he had to go back in and remove the dead skin. So now I have 2 boobs. However, one is just slightly smaller than the other.
We back on the titty committee.
7 years later, and after 8 total surgeries.
Yes. Easy coming where I'm coming from. People dying every day to all these bullets from a gun. I do not understand.